I didn't put my headset on today.
Okay, hi Elaine, it's great to see you.
Hey Barbara, lovely to see you too.
Yeah, and you've just finished your CELTA?
I have. I did my last teaching practice on Thursday night.
Oh, fantastic. So when did you start?
So I started middle of September.
Okay, and tell me why. Why did you choose to do a CELTA, and with our company in particular?
Well, I always knew that I wanted to teach English as a foreign language when I finished full-time work. And I did a lot of research and looked at the various qualifications, and I could see that that CELTA was the most prestigious. It certainly was recognised everywhere. And so I decided on CELTA, and then I had to find somewhere to do CELTA. So again, went back to doing the research and was going through talking to various people, and a tutor at another school recommended MTA. Because that many of the schools weren't operating during COVID lockdown here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
So there were very, very limited options. But actually, he said, this is a fantastic school, has a really good reputation. And that's why I called you.
Oh, thanks, Elaine. Oh, we've loved having you. It's been really, really lovely. And how did you find like the teaching online and that whole thing?
Well, I was a bit daunted because I hadn't ever done a qualification of any kind online, and I wasn't sure how I'd keep up or whether I'd have the self-motivation to keep up. But I discovered that it's easier to do than you think, because you are really guided as to what you need to be looking at each week, and it's quite fast-paced, and it says intense, and it's definitely intense, but that gives you the drive to just keep going, keep going, keep going. You haven't got the option to be 13 course units behind.
No.
You've got to keep up, because if you don't, what you need to know, you don't have.
Yeah. And what about it, the teaching itself? Do you think you enjoyed being a teacher and with the students?
I can honestly say that I have been nervous, particularly at the beginning. It was great to start teaching so early on. I hadn't expected that, but actually it worked really, really well, because you could see, and from listening to the others as well, what you should do, what you shouldn't do, and the support that I've received from yourself and Ron and Jenny to really get through was always there. I always felt that everybody wanted me to succeed.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And it's been very successful. When I watched you teaching, I could see the training and I could see, you knew what you were doing. So it's really great to see. Yeah, so you're off for a well-deserved holiday break now.
I am, thank you.
Great.
It would be lovely to have a break. I shall miss seeing the final session of my fellow trainees because they're finishing next week. But I've also found that they have always wanted me to succeed, and I've always wanted them to succeed too. And the camaraderie, and actually driven really by MTA, because the suggestion was there to have a WhatsApp group, from the very beginning. That worked really, really well.
Oh, fantastic.
And kept us all together and on the same page. So we've actually benefited, because they're not all in Melbourne, they're overseas, one in South Africa and one in Dili.
I know, it's amazing, isn't it? Yeah, that we can bring people together like that. I just love that. It's really, and do you know our company's now called Melbourne Training International?
Sorry, you're right. I did see that.
Yeah, I'll send you the link to the new website when we launch it, which is very soon. Yeah. Well, Elaine, stay in touch, and we'll try and keep that camaraderie together as well going forward. So, do you have any plans for teaching yet, or you're just not thinking about it yet?
I've always wanted to teach new migrants, refugees. So I'll start exploring in the new year. I'll have a bit of a break first, and then probably give you a call.
Yeah, great. That'll be great, Elaine. Well, it's lovely talking to you.
No worries. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you. All right.